Alright, back again, Luke here, and today what I wanted to do is just kind of make a video here for all those who have arcade cabs, and even those who are looking to get an arcade cab, show you how you can mount up some of these boards here to make them easily accessible, or be able to put them up, take them down simply without having to use a screwdriver or something like that. Now, I'm sure there's many different ways that you can go about doing this. This is just one way that I've found works for me. With some of these boards here, this just happens to be Double Dragon, and with Double Dragon, if you take a look at the board, you'll notice on each of the corners here, there's screws that are holding these things together. This is a dual PCB. It's got two of them connected together. But you'll notice that there's no real places here to put any screws to hold the PCB down when you want to put it in your cab. Now, inside the cab, sometimes you'll have a section in the bottom here where you can actually just lay the board on, flat, or you'll have a vertical piece of wood, kind of like plywood, where you have to mount something to it in order to keep it there. Now, with these boards that don't have any screws in them, or any screw holes, like empty ones where you can actually put the screws through and mount it to the wood securely, it's a little bit tricky. So what I did is, when I got this board, I was thinking, how am I going to mount it up here to make it easily accessible, take down, put back up if I want to swap out a board. So I was thinking, I went up to the store, and I picked up some of these. These are the lock ties, or otherwise known as zip ties. And I picked up some different sizes here. This is really thin, and this one here is a little bit thicker gauge. What I did with the thinner ones, these ones work really well because of the screw size holes. When you look at this screw size down here, it's actually very thin. So what I did is I got the thinner ones, and depending on the board, it'll change. There'll be different sizes, different locations for these screw holes. But for some of the boards that I had, there was actually a hole located in the bottom part of the board. And with Capcom boards, they usually have two or even three PCBs stacked on top of each other. And they have like an opening here on one side where you could mount it, one on this side. And then there's two hidden underneath the top PCB. So, which means that you actually have to take the top part off, and you have to screw the bottom part down and then pop the top part back on. This can be a bit of a hassle, especially if you're not up for it, and if you don't want to be playing around with the screwdriver, or if you're not secure about if you're going to mess the board up or not. So what's nice about these zip ties here is you can usually just slide them through, zip them closed, so they make a loop, and then once you make a loop, you're pretty much on your way here to making this easily removable. Now, what I did with this board here, like I said, there's no screw holes. So no empty screw holes that I could use. I went and I tied a zip tie around this side here. I tied another one around this side here. And I put one over the front here. And what's really nice about these zip ties is you can adjust the size of the loop. Now that comes in really handy, especially when you're trying to mount it up. So what I did on the inside of my cab here, let's move this out of the way, get out my flashlight, get in here. This is kind of a mess, but just to give you an idea, this is that Contra board that I just picked up. And what you can see here is I've put some L hooks into this piece of wood. It's just a regular piece of wood that I got from the lumber company. And I put another one there, and I have one down here. Now these are all insulated. They're covered with rubber or plastic, so they won't ground out to anything, which makes it nice. But the other nice thing is, like I said, you can adjust the size of the loop. So even though this board is probably, I don't know, 3/4 the size of this board, this Double Dragon board, I still can make it fit. I don't have to drill any extra holes, and it stays in there securely. Now another reason why this might be useful is because over time sometimes this wood in the back, depending on if it's treated or not, can actually wind up warping. If you have your PCB mounted to a piece of wood that's maybe exposed to different temperatures, maybe hot and cold, this wood will eventually start to warp over time. And what that does to your PCB is it takes it and it twists it. And you know, PCBs are not that strong, so if you have a back piece of wood here that starts to twist, it's going to take that PCB along with it, and it might cause it to snap in half. It might cause it to break some of the lines on the board. So it's a little bit of a risky thing to mount it actually to the wood. So what I like about this situation here is it gives it the freedom to, you know, just move around. If you know, if you want to take it out, like if I start pulling on it, you know, it'll move a little bit, but it's not going to sit there and, you know, bounce around. And plus, even if this wood moves due to heat, temperatures, like moisture, anything like that, even if it warps, it's not going to take the board with it. So this is just a simple little thing that I did, and I'm sure there's probably other ideas out there as well. But I figured I'd share it, you know, just to give others just an idea here on what are some things that you can do to mount a board up quite easily and not have to worry about you know, the board breaking, or not have to worry about, oh, where's my screwdriver, I gotta put more holes in this wood here. This makes it really simple, easy to take off. You just pop the loops right off and disconnect your harness and you're all set. So hopefully this will be a little bit of a helpful idea here for some. Like I said, I know there's probably different ways out there that people have managed to hook up their arcade boards, but for those who are thinking about getting an arcade cab, this is a really simple way that has actually helped me out a lot, and it's also freed up a lot of the space down below. Now I have my Neo Geo board, my 4-slot down here, and originally the 4-slot wouldn't have fit in here because I had my power supply, which was down here on the bottom, and the PCBs, like the game boards, actually fit on this side. But I made it a little bit easier for me to turn on the power here, and I was also able to fit my 4-slot in the bottom and get my game PCBs on the left-hand side. So just a little bit of an idea. Hopefully it'll help out some people, but that's all for me. So like always, I'll put up another video here soon. So thanks for watching.